So now we're going to think about how to structure the essay kind of from top to bottom. So to start with, obviously we've got the introduction. So one of the rules that I use is thinking about 3 Ds for introductions. So that's going to be define, debate, and direction of travel. So just to go into these in a little bit more detail. So defining. So are there any key definitions that we need to provide explicit need to be explicit about how we understand them? So for example, we saw when we were analyzing this question that it's going to be important to think about how we define a sporting competition. It's going to be important to say how we're understanding the issue of the words in the question, girls and boys. And it's going to be really important to have a definition of what a moral right is. So that's going to be something that needs to be in the introduction because it's going to have to happen pretty early on. And then secondly, we've got a sense of the debate. So why does this question need answering? This is something that was often put to me as the kind of the so what question in essay writing. So in your introduction, just a sentence will do for it, but have a sense of, why does it matter whether I believe one thing or the other in this question? Why is it worth spending all the time that you're going to spend researching this question to come to a conclusion about it? So thinking about this question in particular, looking at the issue of whether girls have a moral right to compete in sporting contests that exclude boys, one of the things that we might try to emphasize when thinking about the so what question is these arguments about fair play. So if we don't think that they have a moral right to this, then how do we square that with concerns about fair play? And then another concern that we might have is, it's important to work out exactly what, an ethical sports policy looks like, because sports are something that everybody should have the right to partake in, but there's some controversies that need to be solved. So this is linked to what we're going to say later about setting things up like a puzzle. It seems like there's certain priorities that we need to meet that are going to be important. So we already spoke about, there's this puzzle regarding justice. So justice in the sense of a level playing field versus justice in the sense of inclusion and equality of opportunity. So thinking about how we resolve puzzles in philosophy can be a good way of setting up the introduction. So the final thing I'm going to say then is, in an introduction, there's no need to linger. Saying these 3 things would be sufficient, and especially based on what we said before about the kind of hard word limit that we have. If we've only got 2,000 words, it's going to be better to spend those words saying substantive things in the main body of our essay, rather than doing the stereotypical thing in the introduction, which is philosophers have debated about issue X for since time began. That's not going to be something that gets you marks. So if it's not going to be earning its keep, then don't put it in the essay. So here's one potential route that you can go through this essay with. So this is something that I thought up based on some of the content that we've covered in these lectures, and this is just a potential route that's split into 3 sections.